another episode of our little black book. So Karachi's winter festivities have started and I'm going to show you this party makeup look in this tutorial. Keep watching. Okay, so step number 1 is I am going to prime my eyes with Urban Decay's primer potion. I like using my fingers. It's easier to apply and it blends really well. Step number 2, I am using MAXfactor Miracle Touch Liquid Illusion Foundation. I actually use this as a concealer and also as a base for my eye makeup. So first up, we're using the Kat Von D Shade+Light palette. I am using the color Beige from the Neutral Quad, and I'm going to sweep it across my entire eyelid and brow bone. Next, we're gonna take the color Highlight from the Neutral Quad and tap the excess off and just apply it to the inner corners. Try to remember how many layers you want to use for building up the product. So as much as you go on the left eye, do the same for the right eye as well. Now take the same highlight color from the Neutral Quad and apply under your brow bone. Okay, so the next step is you want to take the shade Contour from the Neutral Quad and start applying on your crease area. I have hooded eyes, so my crease is not that prominent, so I have to go a bit higher than my my eyelids, where the eyelid and the crease meet. So I'm gonna start with that. A good trick is actually when you have hooded eyes and you are applying the crease color, is that to not pull your eyes up but actually look straight in, so where you can see where you need to add color. I am also applying this to the outer corners of my eyes so that it can add some depth. Okay, so once I have applied my my crease color, what I want to do is I want to blend it out so that the harsh lines actually turn into a gradient. Next, I'm going to take the shade Define from the Neutral Quad. I'm going to use a packing brush and we're going to create some depth on the outer corners of the eye. Okay, once you have dimension, now you want to blend that in. You can take any fluffy brush and just start blending. For soft blending, I really like the MAC 222, but you can use any other brush you like. So guys, this is not exactly a cut crease, but yes, before I go for the next step, I do want to apply a little bit of concealer in the middle of my eyelids. A cut crease is when you cut the entire crease. I'm not doing that. I'm just taking a packing brush and applying it center of the lid, and you want to blend that in. For the next step, we are going to go into the Urban Decay Ammo palette, and I think it's a very nice festive palette. So I'm going to go into the shade Maui Wowie. I'm just going to take my fingers and start tapping on the concealed area of my eyelids. So before I move on to the other eye, I'm going to actually show you how you want to blend this in. So you will take a fluffy brush and start blending on the edges. You can also take a transition shade, and you can, I would recommend from the palette, from the Kat Von D palette, the Warm Quad base color, and just take a little bit and just start blending. You don't want any harsh lines, just blend the edges. Okay guys, so the next step is I'm gonna take the color Standoffish from the Nude Tude palette by TheBalm, and we're gonna do the inner corner highlight and the brow bone highlight. Okay guys, so now I'm gonna dip my brush into some Champagne Pop by Becca. We're gonna go for the brow bone highlight. I don't like my brow bone highlight to be very stark, so this has a the undertones of Champagne Pop actually help me with that. Okay, once you've applied the brow bone highlight, just please go over and blend out if there's any harsh lines. Okay guys, so we're almost at the end of the eye makeup, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna apply some eyeliner baby doll style, and then I'll come right back. Okay guys, so I'm back with my eyeliner. I know I was going for a baby doll look, but you know, wing it happened. Okay guys, so now it's time for the face. Before I do my face makeup, I'm gonna prep and prime my skin. I'm using Conatural's Rose Face Gel. I'm using this because it absorbs very quickly and I don't have to wait a long time like other moisturizers for it to sink in. Next, I'm gonna take some organic rosehip oil by Conatural, and I might or might not be applying a liquid lip, but I still want to prep my lips for that. Next, we're gonna go into the primer, and as you can see, my rose gel has already absorbed, so I'm gonna go for the Smashbox Photo Finish primer, and I'm just gonna start dabbing and massaging it into my skin. Next, I'm going to be using the Kryolan orange stick, and I'm going to dab it where I have dark circles, and I'm just gonna take a mini beauty blender, just blend it really well. Okay guys, so we're gonna start with foundation, and I'm using the YSL Ink Fusion Ink foundation. This is very buildable. It's medium coverage and you don't need a lot. I personally am not a fan of foundation. I always use a CC cream, but ever since my favorite CC cream got discontinued, I'm stuck with foundation. So next, I'm going to use my favorite trusty Maybelline Age Rewind Concealer, and I love this concealer because it's a treatment concealer, so it does moisturize my under eyes and helps me highlight as well. I am using the shade medium. Okay, so that's 2 layers, and then I'm gonna do some highlighting. Okay, and now we're just gonna blend. Blend. Okay guys, so we are done blending the concealer and foundation. Now I want to tell you guys something. I was having this problem with like every other setting powder that I purchased or not swatched, but used or tried or tested or whatever, and I don't know, for some reason whenever I was baking I could not get rid of the under eye fine lines and the creasing and everything, and I feel that's just because of my age that those are appearing. And yeah, sometimes even the best primer in the world cannot get rid of that. I mean it. So my cousin, she actually told me that, you know, just stop applying powder and just put setting spray on once you're done with your concealer. So that's what I've been doing, and it's been working for me. I know I'm going like against the major trend or rule of baking and powdering under the eye and stuff. I don't do it. You will see. I will just apply some Urban Decay all-nighter, and that's my setting for my under eyes. Next, I'm gonna go into my NARS Laguna bronzer, and I'm just gonna do a little bronzing and contouring. Not exactly contouring, but just bronzing. And I am going to take a contour brush, and okay, so I have a round face and I have a double chin and all sorts of like fat going on. So normally or usually you see people contouring like this. I have to go a little bit up because I want to cut this plumpness from here. So we're not gonna do some mega contouring, but just like add some more. So what you want to do is this line, when I do the fish face and the line comes, you want to go above it. And then I want a little bit of a defined jawline. Just gonna go underneath. Okay guys, so next is the highlighter. I'm gonna go into some Champagne Pop by Becca. And we're gonna start with the cheeks. I love luminous dewy skin, and whether it's a winter festive season or the summers or I'm just going out for a meeting, I cannot live without highlighter, and especially Becca Champagne Pop. It's my go-to. So I do this. I don't want too much on my forehead. I want a little bit, so I'm just gonna do this and on my cheek. Okay, and then I'm gonna do some on my nose. Okay, and I'm gonna go over it with a fan brush. Okay, then I'm going to go in with the detailer brush. Next, I'm going to go for blush. I'm going to go for my trusty Rimmel Coral Blush. I don't want to go very pinky or too dark because my eyes are very heavy. Just as natural as possible. I take my Rimmel. So I'm loving this blush, but I feel it's a bit pale and washed out, so I'm just gonna add a little bit of pink to it. So I'm gonna go for my Dandelion Benefit Face Brightening Powder. You can use it as a blush, you can use it as whatever you want. Let's just go with it. Yeah, so I like the natural finish. Okay guys, so you must be wondering about one thing, that I have not done my lower lash line. So that's what it's time for. This is the way I do my makeup. I do everything, and then I do my smoke out my lower lash line and any other imperfections, and then just do the touch-ups. And last is the lipstick, so let's get into it. Okay guys, so for smoking out my lower lash line, I am going to take the I'm going to go for the Kat Von D palette, the Shade and Light again, and I'm going to take the color Contour from the Neutral Quad, and we're just going to start building up. You want to be careful with when you're smoking out your lower lash line, especially with any palette that has a lot of kickback. You just you don't want the powder going in your eyes, which is what I just experienced. Hence the tip. Okay, then I'm gonna go for the shade Define before I blend it out to build up a little bit more. Okay, once you've applied the color, there are two ways to smoke it out. You can use a smudger brush. I have one by Eco Tools, or you can go for the MAC 222. Fluffy and smokes it out well. You want a brush that is fluffy but has a little bit of a tip. Okay, this step again is optional, that if you want to have that wide-eyed, doe-eyed or whatever look, you can use a neutral flesh toned eyeliner, and you are done. Last but not least, we are gonna go for the lipstick, and for my lip color I have chosen Maybelline's Color Sensational Matte, and this is the color Smoky Rose, and it's a nudish pink, and I feel because my eye makeup is heavy, my outfit is heavy, that I need to tone down the lips. Sorry guys, I almost forgot the major last step, which is setting spray. I'm using the Urban Decay All Nighter, and just a couple of spritzes and we're almost ready to go. just gonna wait, let this dry, and once it's dry, we are ready to go. So guys, that is the end of this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Until next time, take care.